This is the first video of a new series I'm going to start that documents the restarting of my nano 15-gallon fish tank. I say restarting because last week we had a power outage here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm sure you heard about it, but there was a bomb cyclone windstorm, which was actually categorized as a hurricane category 1. And we lost power for 4 days here. Not only that, it was super cold. We got to about under 50 degrees in the house. It got to about 40 degrees outside. And I just was not prepared to keep my tank afloat during this power outage. So I lost everything in my tank. I lost 2 pink skunkfish. I lost a tail spot blenny, the snails, the conch, the hermits for the most part, except for one red hermit crab, all died. And I lost my corals. I had some zoanthids. I had a green Kenya tree that was thriving. It was quite demoralizing, but also gave me an opportunity to restart. I'd actually been neglecting my tank a bit, and I have an aptasia problem as well as a hair algae problem. I wasn't consistent in my water changes, and the tank wasn't really where I wanted it to be. And I think because the tank got so dirty with hair algae that I just kind of gave up. But I'm taking an opportunity to change that mindset, use this as a time to recalibrate and get dedicated to the hobby again. Some of my background, I used to manage saltwater aquariums in college. I've had fish all my life. I had a beautiful 29-gallon reef tank in college, and I wanted to get back into the hobby 3 years ago by picking up this 15-gallon all-in-one water box Peninsula aquarium. So you can see it behind me. I've cleaned it out quite a bit. I got rid of all the dead snail shells, cleaned them up, put the shells back in the tank in case hermit crabs want to move into them. I also bought a new cleanup crew. 2 days ago, I went to my local fish shop and got a couple of bumblebee snails, some trochus snails. I got a few hermits. I got an emerald crab and some nastria snails to clean the sand bed. I also did several 10 to 20% water changes over the last few days just to clear out a lot of the high phosphate and ammonia levels that may have been in the tank. And I sucked up a lot of the detritus. I cleaned up the glass. And so now you can see it behind me. It's looking pretty good. It's in the restart phase. And after testing all the levels to make sure that it was safe to put fish in, I went with my daughter to the fish shop and got 2 new clownfish, as well as a bubble tip anemone. And so this is going to be a series that documents my journey into restarting the tank. Hopefully you can learn a few things, but I just really appreciate when I watch videos of people's saltwater reef tanks getting started. And also I love watching people provide updates of how they're doing, the challenges they go through, all in the nature of helping people who are in the hobby. So I hope you subscribe, follow, and learn from my journey as a reef tank hobbyist. So here's my tank. You can see there's a ton of aptasias, there's a lot of hair algae, and a lot of death in the form of snail shells. I really just neglected my tank. I didn't really do any water changes. I wasn't good on cleaning the pump heads or cleaning out the sock or the sponges. My fish were okay, but you can see that many of my corals would have been consumed, and they were consumed by the hair algae and the aptasias. But this time around, I'm really going to change how I approach the hobby because I love it, and ensure that I am building the best tank I can.